Good morning and welcome to VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner on Monday, October the 4th, as the Conservative Party conference kicks off. It's all a bit about politics at the moment. Well, it's politics in the UK. Looks like the fuel crisis is starting to sort itself out. Geopolitically, it's still a lot of craziness, and we still have this incredible supply chain issue and commodity price rise issue that's causing a lot of angst. But we're here to talk about mining, aren't we, Paul?
That's right. We've got LME Week coming up next week here. That's the annual event here in London for all those metal traders out there and the big producers and so forth to get a view on what they think might be happening in the next 12 months or so. So that's a big thing. And then, of course, COP26 coming up in early November.
Yeah, LMA Week is interesting. Normally, it's a lot of parties all around the place, but most of the parties still aren't taking place because of COVID. So I don't think there'll be as much gossip around as there is normally. But anyway, let's have a look at a bit of news. Actually, I'll tell you one that caught my eye a little bit on the ASX, but Sandfire Resources had some news, didn't it?
Yes, they did. This was a release on Friday from them. Sandfire being the producer in Australia, but also holds the Moteo copper deposit in Botswana. Investors would recognize that as the former T3 deposit of MOD Resources that was marketed around London for several years before Sandfire bought the project when it was obvious that it was going to become a mine. The news on Friday indicates that with the addition of the now reserves for a satellite deposit called A4 to the main deposit 8 kilometers away, that they can build a bigger mine here from what had been modeled in feasibility for an initial 3 million tons a year of ore treatment to 5 million tons that they're pushing for now. And the modeling indicates that on this newer ore body, that about 10 million tons at 1.2% copper and half an ounce of silver in this newer one, that they can now model a 10-year mine life at 60,000 tons of copper concentrates a year and get a IRR of a 36%. The capital requirement to build it would be the US $366 million. So it continues to look pretty good here.
And I think they continue to look for acquisitions in the copper space.
Yes, Sandfire has every intent to become a major global copper producer, and they're showing it with the M&A activity they do.
Yeah, I mean, there is potentially a lot of M&A activity, isn't there, with all of the big people and people trying to become big in certainly the copper and gold space. There's a lot, isn't there, going on?
Yes, indeed, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's a few it's some bits and pieces. A bit of news out of Caledonian Mining, isn't there?
Yes, they've raised the dividend yet again. This time by 8% to 14 cents US a share. That makes the 7th increase in the past 2 years for Caledonia Mining, and they've essentially doubled the total dividend they pay now just since 2019. And they continue to target a production rate of for the Blanket mine in Zimbabwe of something under 67,000 ounces of gold this year and 80,000 ounces in 2022, now that the new main shaft is all completed and running properly.
I think it's fascinating to me that Caledonia Mining is basically a US-owned stock, because obviously Zimbabwe is, I'm not sure it's got sanctions by the US, but it's not a country the US is particularly favourable to, I don't think. Yet it seems to do very well in the US. So just shows actually that if you've got a good gold mine, doesn't matter where in the world it is, you'll get buyers for it and it'll be fully valued.
And it's getting it pays a nice dividend and has done so very stably for several years now.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to quickly mention, Paul?
Yeah, I want to mention drilling results. You know, I like drilling results. First off, here from AIM quoted Oriole Resources. This is from their Thani Stratex exploration group on drilling in the country of Djibouti in East Africa. On the Asaleta and the Hesdaba prospects, they've come up with some nice follow-on drilling results from phase 2, including things like 38 meters at 2 grams gold and also 20 meters at 1.18 grams gold. So they're with that kind of encouragement, they are now modeling a phase 3 budget for approximately $2.5 million of spend to chase up on those. And the other one I wanted to mention too, the great number in underground drill hole 18 from ASX quoted Metals Tech on their Sturek gold project in Slovakia near the town of Kremnica. 18 meters at 34 grams gold and 10 grams silver per ton. So that is just an excellent high-grade zone that they've drilled into there underground at Sturek. So very encouraging for them.
You do love a drill result, Paul, and I'm hoping.
Yeah, good ones like that one. They don't come along that often.
Well, I'm hoping with my favourite gold company, or copper gold company in Western Australia, we're going to get you some good drill results soon. Anyway, let's call it a day there. I'm sure we'll have more news later on in the week.
Very good.